Every time Morocco won in the World Cup, their fans staged violent riots in major cities across Europe. So given they were beaten by France last night and knocked out of the tournament, how do you think they reacted? Maybe they'd stay home this time, nice cup of tea, early to bed? No, they staged violent riots in major cities across Europe. And this time it ended in tragedy. A 14-year-old boy was killed after being hit by a car in Montpellier as a wave of unrest once again swept across France. Shocking footage circulating on social media shows Moroccan fans attempting to steal a French flag from a car. The driver then panics and runs over multiple people, including the boy who later died in hospital. The incident was one of multiple violent clashes between Moroccan and French fans. The bedlam unfolded in several different ethnically diverse cities, including Avignon, Paris, Grenoble, and Lyon, where rioters set fires in the street, and gangs of youths attacked police. Conservative politician Eric Ciotte said his city of Nice had been plunged into urban guerrilla warfare as Moroccans fought running battles with riot cops. Hooded men shouting, quote, "Arabs out" and quote, "We are home," also confronted Moroccan fans in Nice. There are multiple videos, which I can't even show, of people carrying French flags being brutally beaten by Moroccan fans in the streets. Around 115 arrests were made in the Greater Paris area, and all this happened despite France deploying 10,000 police officers and gendarmes in anticipation of the unrest. France's Minister of the Interior, Gerald Darmanin, reacted somewhat bizarrely by tweeting his gratitude to authorities who, quote, "allowed those who wanted to celebrate the victory of France and the beautiful course of Morocco to do so." Yeah, strange form of celebration, isn't it? But the chaos wasn't just limited to France. In Brussels, Belgium, where earlier this year leftist leader Conor Rousseau admitted that multiculturalism had failed, similar scenes of pandemonium unfolded. But remember, people, diversity is our greatest strength. Let's pause there for a word from the sponsor of this video. It's no exaggeration to say that things are getting scary out there. The Biden administration has already printed more money in the past 2 years than the previous 100 years combined. The national debt just hit a record $30 trillion. And inflation is the highest we've seen since 1982. If you have retirement savings, your money could be at serious risk. They're basically burning your cash, torching your family's financial future. Are you going to let them destroy everything you've worked for? Or are you just going to sit back and become a victim of the deliberate decimation of your living standards? Are you just going to submit and eat the bugs? Don't do that. Or are you going to take positive action by safeguarding your economic security? Talk to my friends at Goldco to see how you can protect your retirement with gold and silver before it's too late. Go to paullikesgold.com and they'll give you $10,000 or more in free silver when you open a qualifying account. That's paullikesgold.com. You've seen how much I get demonetized. The best way of supporting me is by supporting my sponsor. So click the link in the description for paullikesgold.com. Now back to the video. This all occurred days after a Moroccan migrant armed with knives and an axe stormed a Lidl supermarket in a town in northern France, hysterically chasing down random shoppers attempting to slash them, leaving 5 people injured. An 88-year-old Frenchman was also recently killed after a brutal beating from brothers Mohammed and Hicham. Good old French names. France is still reeling from the abduction, torture, rape and murder of 12-year-old Lola by an Algerian migrant who was in the country illegally. Her killer had been detained by border authorities and should have been deported, but wasn't. According to President Macron, mass immigration is part of France's DNA. Yes, diversity is not just a newfound strength. It's always been this way. France has always been a land of immigration, Macron claimed. It's part of our DNA, it's the strength of our country, and we have always needed it for our economy. This after he acknowledged that half of all crimes committed in Paris were carried out by foreigners, and that they also account for 70% of all violent robberies. But hey, I guess that's the price worth paying for multiculturalism. You'd think that multiple violent riots in major European cities resulting in actual deaths would be of interest to the legacy media. Nah, not really. They've got more important things to cover, like why Argentina's football team is all white. Yes, really. As fans keep up with Argentina's success in this year's World Cup, a familiar question arises. Why doesn't the team have more black players? Let me take a wild guess. There are no black players in Argentina's team because far less than 1% of the population of Argentina is black. Yeah, sorry there are no diversity hires in elite level football. It's based on actual talent, regardless of skin colour. So fewer than 150,000 in a country of 46 million, and that's including women and all men who are not between the ages of about 18 and 35, which is the approximate age window for players of this calibre. The Jeff Bezos-owned media outlet had to issue an embarrassing correction. While Argentinians pointed out that unlike American leftists, they're not obsessed with identity politics, and that Argentina is a real country, not a Disney movie. Strange how no one complained about the shocking lack of diversity exhibited by Senegal or Morocco. So the World Cup brought us odiously effusive, contrived virtue signalling, endless squabbling over identity politics, more browbeating of white people, and finally, ethnic riots. A perfect encapsulation of modernity. What a shame it's nearly over. Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.